Hello, this is Mrs. Rutherford. Today we are going to be working on a review for our trig formulas. Right here I have number 24 for my review. Very first thing I need to do is I need to find the closest formula that matches this. So I'm looking at my green card, which I have cosine of alpha times cosine of beta minus sine of alpha times sine of beta. This looks a lot like what this one is. The only difference is that I've changed my alphas and my betas. Okay, so the other side of this formula is cosine of alpha. If this is subtraction here, then it will be addition here plus my beta. So all I'm going to do is if my alpha is changed with this, I'm now going to write cosine of 2x over 3 plus my beta, which has changed to this, x over 3. So now I need to go ahead and simplify what's on the inside. So I get cosine of 3x over 3, which equals cosine of x. Okay. The next one, I have number 27 here. What I'm going to do is I need to do the same thing. I need to see the closest formula I can match this with. Well, I see one that is going to be 2 sine of theta and times cosine of theta. Now I know on some of your sheets it has a little square here. Well, we actually went ahead and erased that for L and we decided to leave it just like this. Okay, so now that I have this, the other side of the equation that matches closely is going to be sine of 2 theta. So now, since my formula and my problem gave it to me on this side, I want to try to now answer it using this side. So I'm going to have my sine of 2 theta, but instead of theta right here, instead of theta, they used 7 theta. So I'm going to do the same thing. Instead of using theta, I'm now going to have 7 theta. And my problem, my original problem has a 2 here. This one has a 4. Well, 4 divided by 2, I'm still left with a 2 left over. So now that's going to be 2 sine of 2 times 7 theta. And that is going to give me 2 sine of 14 theta. The next problem I have here is number 30. Okay, now I have number 32, and I need to find the formula that fits the closest to this. At first, I want to look at my sum and differences, but this is not adding or subtracting anything on the top, so that's not going to be the right formula. So I'm going to look at my double angles. Okay, this one looks like it fits. It says 2 tangent of theta divided by 1 minus tangent. Sorry, I'm having issues writing with the mouse today. Squared theta. Okay, this looks just like it. The only difference is instead of my theta, we used 4z. So on the other side of this equals, it says tangent of 2 theta. So that's what I'm going to write on this side. I'm going to write tangent of 2 theta. But instead of my theta, I have 4z. So instead of this, I'm going to write times 4z. So my answer is going to be tangent 2 times 4z, which will give me an answer of tangent of 8z. Okay. Next one, I have number 6. I need to do the same thing. This was just like the one on our quiz. Okay, I need to find the formula that looks just like it. And it's going to be tangent of alpha minus tangent of beta all over 1 plus tangent of alpha times tangent of beta. The other side of this equal sign is tangent of alpha minus beta. So again, that's going to be my other side of my equal sign up here. Tangent of alpha minus beta. But instead of my alpha, I'm going to use 80 degrees. And instead of my beta, I'm going to use negative 55 degrees. So what my formula is really going to say is it's going to say tangent of 80 minus negative 55. And when I have 2 negatives here, they become an addition sign. We're adding the opposite. So now I'm trying to find tangent of 80 plus 55, which would be 135 degrees. So now I'm going to look at my unit circle, and for 135 degrees, I get sine to be the square root of 2 divided by 2, and then cosine to be negative square root of 2 over 2. So therefore my answer is going to equal negative 1. Okay, the other stuff on 6. Suppose that U and V are angles in standard position. Use the given information to find the value of each expression. Sine of U equals 3 over 5. U is in the second quadrant. Cosine of V equals 3 over 5. V is in the fourth quadrant. Very first thing we need to do, draw our triangles. Second quadrant, move out my radius, bring it down. This is going to be a U. Sine is going to be opposite over hypotenuse, which means my adjacent is going to be negative 4. And then my V triangle is going to be in my fourth quadrant. This is a V. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent is going to be a 3, hypotenuse is going to be a 5, and my opposite is going to be a 4. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to look right here at my formula. On my formula chart, this is going to be a difference formula. So I'm going to have sine of U times cosine of V minus cosine of U times sine of v. So the first thing, sine of u, I'm going to use my u triangle over here. Sine is going to be opposite over hypotenuse. Sorry about that. Anyways, so I look at my u triangle. Sine is going to be opposite over hypotenuse. So this is going to be 3 over 5. Cosine of v, I look at my v triangle. Cosine is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's also going to be 3 over 5. Then I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to look at my u triangle for cosine of u. I'm going to get negative 4 over 5. And now I'm going to look back at my v triangle. Sine is going to be opposite over hypotenuse, which is going to be 4 over 5. Actually, this should be a negative 4 over 5 because we went down 4. Okay, so now I'm going to just multiply across. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 5 is 25. Minus negative 4 times negative 4 is going to be positive 16. 5 times 5 is 25. 9 minus 16 is going to be a negative 7 over 25. Okay, now we have cosine of 2u. So on my formula chart, there's 3 different choices. I think the easiest to choose is the cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta. So now what I'm going to do is I need to find, not theta because we are using u. So it's going to be sine squared u minus sine squared u. So I'm going to use my u triangle. Cosine is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, so it's going to be negative 4 over 5, but I'm going to square them. And then I'm going to have my u triangle still. Sine is going to be opposite over hypotenuse, so it's going to be 3 over 5 squared. 4 squared is going to be 16 over 25 minus 9 over 25, and that is going to equal 7 over 25. Okay. And the last one for the example I'm going to show you is tangent of 2u. Okay, the other part of this equation says 2 tangent of theta divided by 1 minus tangent squared theta. Sorry, I had a glitch. And instead of theta, we are going to be using u. Because remember, our original equation is tangent of 2 theta. But we are using u. So instead, this is going to say tangent u, tangent squared u. So I have 2 tangent u over 1 minus tangent squared u. Okay, so tangent u is going to be opposite over adjacent. So I'm going to have 2 times my opposite, which is 3, over my adjacent, which is negative 4, all over 1 minus tangent, again, is my opposite, over my adjacent, which is negative 4, but it's going to be squared. Okay, so let's write more up here. I got 2 over 1 times 3 over negative 4, all over 1 minus 3 squared is 9 over 14. Negative 4 squared is 16. I need a common denominator here so I can subtract. So I'm going to do 16 over 16. Okay, multiply across. I get 6 over negative 4, all over 7 over 16. I need to flip the second and multiply. 6 times 16 equals 96. Negative 4 times 7 equals negative 28. Simplifies to negative 24 over 7.